many of you are tired? Not like sleepy, but tired in your bones, tired in your thoughts, tired of being the one who remembers everything. Now, how many in this room are also mothers? You know exactly what I mean. It's 8:47 p.m., dinner's done, homework's almost complete, and you're just exhausted. And suddenly, you decide to go and check your phone, and there's a school email there. And surprise, tomorrow is Spirit Day. And you're the only one who knows this because you're the only one who checks that email. In fact, you're the only one that checks all of those school emails. And in that moment, something in you tightens. Anxiety sets in, your throat starts getting hot because you just realized your long day got a little longer. But you quietly hold that together and push on, because that's just what moms do. You see, millions of women are participating in the workforce while also performing all of the unpaid domestic labor in the household. It's not the chores that wear us down, the carpooling, the cooking, and the cleaning. It's the invisible mental load. It's constantly thinking about, when do I need to schedule that pediatrician appointment? Whose shoes are getting too small? Was there a child that doesn't like yogurt? It's your brain always on at all times. Like all these open tabs on your computer that never really close. It's the anticipating, the planning, the monitoring, the preventing disaster before it even happens. And the part that breaks working moms, it's when that labor is invisible. It's rarely acknowledged. No one recognizes the mom for remembering to sign the permission slip. But the moment she forgets, everybody notices. And then this quiet resentment comes up in her. And we just keep shoving it down, and we're calling it burnout. But in the middle of holding everyone's everything, she disappears. She stops asking, how am I? She starts to lose herself because there's just no time. The calendar's full, the kids are busy, there's a lot of work, and slowly her identity starts to fade. We push on, and we choose to call strength endurance. But the reality is, chronic exhaustion is not a badge of honor. This is your warning sign. We talk about self-care like it's an indulgent, a day at the spa, the next vacation, getting your nails done. But not to a working mom. Self-care needs to be redefined as, how do I best take care of myself? And that is not a luxury, that's essential. It's also saying, I cannot carry this all alone by myself anymore. It's learning how to redistribute your labor, not be the default person automatically and all the time, and learn how to communicate clearly, and also learn how to receive. You see, empowerment, it doesn't just begin by doing more, but refusing invisibility, making that invisible load more known. I'm not just tired from work as a highly ambitious woman, I'm tired for thinking for 4 people. So it's time to start deciding that you're not going to do it all by yourself. I want to teach you how to stop managing what you can assign, step back from being the project manager for everything, and not to abandon your responsibilities, because that would be really nice, but more to teach a shared ownership. Empowerment really begins with this shift of, I just realized I'm the only one tracking these school emails. I'm the only one that knows the pediatrician's phone number. And instead of me being the only one, I'm curious if we can share this with other members of the family. Notice the word I was talking about was ownership. I didn't say, honey, can you help me? Because it's not about me. It's about the big picture. It's about the family. It's about the system. It's about our house. It's about the bigger impact. You see, ownership is remembering, planning, executing, and following through, really with little communication. It's going from a place of overwhelm to rediscovering your identity again. And it's getting it off your mental load. I want to teach you a simple 3-step shift, and not simple because it's easy, simple because it's clear, and that clarity will help reduce your exhaustion. Number 1, you need to name the invisible load. I would be lying in bed at night, going over my daily to-do list, that mental checklist in my brain. No wonder I wasn't getting any sleep. Well, one night I paused. Actually, my husband paused and asked this question the first time, but now I do it. I paused and said, what's the big picture here? Because this is not what I want my life to consist of. So what's the big picture here, and what's everything else I'm absorbing? So when you name it, this is your awareness, okay, that this exists, not in frustration or accusation or blame, because remember, you probably took this on, right? So we did this. We can undo some of it. So you're going to name it just as information. Oh, I have been managing all of the appointments, all of the medicals, all of the equipments and the soccer and all the sports. Because you can't redistribute what you haven't put out on the table and acknowledged. So number 1, make it visible. Number 2, how to assign new ownership. So remember, instead of can you help me, it's not about me. Ownership is they've got this from start to finish. Minimal talking. So when my daughter was 2 years old, I heard the words, "Mommy, can you get me a snack?" Probably 100 times before lunch. And each time I would automatically go and open the cabinet door and hand her the snack. But one day, I felt the volcano starting to erupt inside of me. And I decided to not do that. I decided to pause and ask a question with curiosity. What would you do if I couldn't help you right now? And she looks up at me. She's got this little smirk in her mouth and a little confused. I invited her to show me. So she brings her little chair around, gets to the cabinet, opens it, and gets herself a snack. And when she got down, she's like, I did it. And I'm like, yes, you did. And I can proudly report at 8 years old, she's still doing it. Now, I didn't do this to abandon my responsibilities with her. I didn't force an independence on her. I stopped automatically absorbing it. And let me tell you, even if this is with your teams or your children or your family, at first it's going to be a little messier. It's going to be a little slower. There'll probably be a little crumbs along the way. But think about ownership not so much as it being seamless or easy, but it's not impossible. So number 1 is naming it. Number 2 is reassigning it as you can. And number 3, and this is probably the hardest one. Are you ready for this one? You have to release control. This is the hardest step because guess what? I know you can do it faster, and I know you can do it easier, and I know you can probably do it better than they can. But how is that working for you? And at some point, good enough's got to be better than perfect. I was in a really overwhelming season. Work was full, the calendar was packed, the kids were busy, and at the time, I was still cleaning my house, top to bottom, and I would finish with vacuuming. I was going to make those pretty little lines in the carpet. You know. And one day, I lay on the couch of just pure exhaustion, and I was like, I don't think I can do this anymore. This vacuuming is sucking the life out of me. And then my husband, who's over there, says, vacuuming? How hard is it? Okay, I have two choices. Volcano explosion, react, defend, scorekeep. I chose door number 2 again. Door number 2. I agreed with him. It's not that hard. You're right, honey. It's not. The next part shocked me. Well, I could just do it. No fight, no argument. He could just do it. You see, a lot of partners are solution-driven. They hear a problem and they want to fix it. We usually communicate with our emotion. We vent, we imply, we hint, we hope they're going to notice the dishes in the sink. They don't want to step on our toes. I don't want to do that. And so the hinting does not activate action. Clear communication creates your solution. We are so quick to jump in, anticipate, that we don't leave room for others to step forward. That is where empowerment starts. So now, before assuming that you have to carry it all, I want you to pause and ask yourself, is this mine and only mine to hold? Or am I absorbing something that other people could be doing? Because sustainability will matter more than perfection here. And remember why number 3 is the hardest? So you named it, you're trying to assign new ownership, and you have to release control, is because you can't come back around and tell them they're doing it wrong. There cannot be any micromanaging. You will get that right back on your plate. I do want to acknowledge that not everyone has a partner or has someone willing to step up. You are not excluded from this conversation. Shared responsibility is not just a romantic partner. I gave a couple other examples. I want you to think about expanding your ecosystem. What can your kids do? Where could you trade childcare with someone else in a similar boat? Where can you receive assistance? We have such a hard time doing that. We think we need to do it all of the time. Where do you need to indulge in maybe hiring help temporarily? Where do you need to let something go undone for today? Stop measuring our worth by our capacity to endure it all. At the end of the day, instead of going through that mental checklist of what didn't get done, I want you to think about, what crisis did I prevent? What tantrum did I nurture? What snuggle did I get to have? What emotion did I get to regulate? And I want you to think about this too, because if no one else recognizes you, you are allowed to applaud yourself. We've been taught that being an empowered mom means doing it all by yourself all the time, but that needs to stop today. Empowerment really means refusing invisibility, redistribute what you can and release what you can't, but balance and having this perfect balance is not the goal. Sustainability is, and your children are watching. After being a nurse for over 20 years and coaching hundreds of women with this, I want you to understand that you don't have to prove you can handle everything. Focus on building a life that doesn't require you to disappear. And so when you're tired, it's not because you're weak, it's because you've been strong for too long without the right support. And the truth really is about empowerment, you're not failing. You've been carrying this invisible load that was never meant to be carried by one and only one person. And the moment you make that visible is the moment you can stop carrying it all by yourself. And that is what it means to be an empowered mom.